YouTube? It's your boy Thomas back again with another rendition of Truth Be Told. Now, going on this week, you know, we had the Texas shooting, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Come to find out, the guy in every instance of the Texas shootings, they're all Hispanic. But yet they're trying to make it like some white supremacy thing. Go figure, you know, that's the fucking media for you. They lie out their ass. Anyways, there's that going on. People can't seem to stop talking about the whole New York subway thing where the Marine killed the violent criminal and saved a bunch of people. But, you know, the leftists want to spin it and make it look like, you know, try to make it sound like fucking, you know, the black guy was innocent, which he wasn't. He was a violent criminal. And he went on there threatening to kill people. And he got stopped. He fucked around and found out. Now, was it okay that he lost his life? Well, everyone wishes that it could have been prevented, but you know, it happened. He didn't give people a lot of choice. And so there's that. Now they've given Kamala Harris, the dumbest woman on the planet, well, one of them. I don't even know what she's doing in office or politics. She don't belong there. She got there because of her skin color. Not because she fucking... She got there because of her gender and her skin color. It wasn't because of fucking, you know, her character or her intelligence. You know, they gave us a dummy for our vice president. Anyways, they made her, was it Cesar over AI? I warned you guys long time ago about the AI thing, that they were literally thinking about letting AI run our government. You know, our government is not the only one. Well, they're doing it. They're trying to do it. It's the dumbest shit. They're literally creating a Skynet. But whatever. People are fucking ignorant. You know, she was a czar over fucking... she's a czar over fucking immigration. Like, that's really worked for us, too. It's fucking so stupid. Anyways, moving on to what I really want to talk to you about this week. I just got done watching a few movies that came out, but we're going to go over the first one. John Wick 4, or Chapter 4, whatever you want to call it. We're continuing on the story. It's kind of like the fourth one is very similar to the third one. You got a bunch of assassins trying to kill him. But what they do in this is they bring in this guy they call the Marquis, who usually takes care of business for what they're calling the High Table, which is a group of individuals who run all the criminal enterprises in the world, including the Assassin's Guild. And the Marquis goes in and he takes care of shit if shit gets fucked up or some shit. He's supposed to do, like, not really an investigation. He's just supposed to put it to rest. And that's what they've done. They've put him in place to, you know, take care of John Wick, because he's stirring up trouble, because they can't kill him and they're afraid of him because he keeps living. Now, in addition to this story, or this part of the story, they introduced like a couple old friends of John Wick's. One of them being Donnie Yen's character, which kills this Japanese dude who is also a friend of John Wick's and Donnie Yen's. They kind of came up together in the Assassin's Guild. Donnie Yen had pretty much retired, but they brought him back. The Marquis brought him back in by threatening to kill his daughters. So he kills his Japanese friend, but the daughter sees it and tells him that she will kill him, or you know, she plans on killing him. She tells John Wick she will kill him if he doesn't. Towards the end, spoiler alert, you see a lot of fighting, a lot of action, and towards the end, you know, John Wick and Donnie Yen have to face it out with dueling pistols. Donnie Yen has kind of stepped in for the Marquis. Anyways, they shoot each other a few times, and the Marquis comes up. He's going to finish John Wick off by taking the gun away from Donnie Yen. And of course, Winston, the Continental manager, he tells him, you're an arrogant piece of shit, because John Wick hasn't even fired his gun yet, which John Wick kills the Marquis. In the story, he wins his fucking freedom. He's out of the business, and so is Donnie Yen. They're both now retired. At the very end, though, it makes it look like John Wick dies, but most people understand that he's not really dead. They just made it look that way, so no one will come after him again. You have, of course, again, another spoiler alert, you have a post-credit scene where you see the Japanese daughter walk up on Donnie Yen with a knife like she's getting ready to stab him, and that's the end of the movie. This was an awesome movie. I love the John Wick series. It's badass. Keanu Reeves, though, is, you know, he's getting up there in age. I know he don't look like it all that much, but he is. He's like pushing 60 or something, so he's no spring chicken anymore. There are a few scenes that seemed a little bit ridiculous, like when he's falling off a 2-story high rise, you know, and hurts himself pretty bad, but yeah, he still gets up. There's, you know, a scene where they're in Paris and they're going around that famous Circle Drive or whatever at the bridge, and he's fighting off tons of these assassin guys who are trying to kill him. And I don't care who you are, you're not going to get hit like 50 times by cars going 50, 60 miles an hour and then get right the fuck up and start fucking killing people. He did that like 5 or 6 times, and I'm just like, get the fuck out of here. That's a little bit ridiculous. Now, he has this suit that's made out of Kevlar. I mean, it's just a regular looking suit, but it's made out of Kevlar. And he's constantly shielding himself with it while he's shooting others. But here's the thing. He gets shot at like thousands of times. Tons of bullets flying at him. You're going to tell me he never gets hit in the foot, doesn't get hit in the neck, in the head, or in his hands at any point in time. It's bullshit. Especially when he's going up the steps and bullets are flying everywhere. It's a little bit ridiculous. You know, like he never gets hurt. He's constantly shooting everybody else. It's crazy. It's, you know, it's just outrageous. It's still entertaining. It's just a little unrealistic. But anyways, I digress. That's the only complaints I really have. Now they are talking about spin-offs. There's a movie called Ballerina or whatever that they're coming out with, which is basically a chick that's like John Wick, who's an assassin. I don't think it's going to go over as well as they think it's going to go over. It's too feminist. You know, it's not going to work. It's like a female version of John Wick. And it's just not going to work. I guarantee it. We don't want to see these bitches who think they're badasses, who are only weigh like 120 fucking pounds and can kill fucking men left and right. Especially men 3 times their size who could easily flick their finger and kill them. It's just dumb and retarded, but that's what they're going for. Not gonna work. I heard that they're doing a TV series called The Continental, but it's not gonna have John Wick in it, and I don't even know if it's gonna have Winston in it. I think it's supposed to be like a younger version of The Continental. I don't know. We'll see. It'd be cool if they did a younger version of John Wick with the Japanese guy and the Donnie Yen's character, how they came up through the Continental as assassins, how they were trained. That would be fucking cool, badass series, but I don't think they're going with it like that. I think it's like random shit, you know, random assassin stories and crap. Like an anthology. I don't think it's going to work all that well. It might do okay, but I don't think it's going to go as well as they plan. And I've also heard that they do have a, I don't know if it's a John Wick 5 coming out, but they do have a movie on the back burner in that world. And I think it's going to deal with Donnie Yen's character and the Japanese chick. I don't know if that's going to go over as well either, because you literally don't have a John Wick movie unless you've got John Wick in it. You have to have Keanu Reeves in it. Just a cameo of him is not going to do it. It's like he's got to come back out of not just retirement, but death for a fucking reason. There has to be a reason. He's decided to, show that he's still alive. But if they do a John Wick 4 or 5, you have to bring back Keanu Reeves. You can't. It's just not going to work without him. But anyways, that's my thoughts. 2 thumbs up. Excellent fucking movie. Awesome. One of the best movies of the year. It's even better than Top Gun. Way better. And Hollywood's pissed because it did so well. But anyways, whatever. They need to keep making more movies. Heroes, not heroines. Heroes. Men. People are sick and tired of these female-led movies and television shows. I don't watch most of the new television because of that crap. It's always a female fucking lead. Almost 90% of the fucking time. And if it is a male lead, he has to have a female fucking partner in the show. You know, it just can't be about him. Same thing with fucking just about everything in television. Has to be some fucking female lead, and it's usually someone who could kick some fucking ass, you know? It's just fucking retarded because it's unrealistic. Most women aren't like that, period. Anyways, let's get on to your B-movie reviews. Definitely see John Wick. Sorry, I just want to put that. Go see it. It's worth the watch. Alright, on to your B-movie reviews. Alright, movie holics. This week is Sci-Fi Week. And I've picked a couple of interesting ones. Both are from the 90s. In fact, both were done in 1990. They came out in 1990. The first one didn't have any box office numbers. It was called Empire of the Dark. And it starred Steve Barkett and Tara Hendrickson. Both are no names. This movie is basically about this guy who used to be a cop, and he saves this kid from like a baby. He saves this baby from a woman who kind of half-assed his girlfriend, but also not. And he saves this kid from, like I said, from this like satanic cult. They sacrifice her, but he's able to save the kid at the very beginning of the movie from like this, I don't know, it's like another dimension in hell or some shit. But the kid grows up. It's like 20 years later. He finds out that the kid, even though she was seeing one of the cult members, because he was lying to her, hypnotizing her and shit, brainwashing her into the cult. He finds out that the kid's not his. It's actually his kid. Because she was going to marry this cult member or whatever. But apparently, like I said, the kid's not his. It's his kid. The guy who saved the baby. Anyways, the cop. And he starts training with this chick who somehow knows how to fucking wield a fucking sword. I mean, a big ass sword, and you're just like, yeah, okay, get the fuck out of here. She's just this little bitty, skinny chick, and she's throwing around this broadsword like she knows how to use it. And it's just fucking funny because they're literally bouncing the sword off each other. She could barely hold it, and he's like scraping all over the fucking sword. It's fucking funny. Anyways, and he says he wanted to learn how to wield a sword because he's just been having these weird dreams that he needs to wield a sword. And then he also claims that he's having weird dreams that his girlfriend came back from the dead and is telling him to come find her and save her. just like, what the fuck, you know? Anyways, he also finds out that the kid, like I said, he finds out the kid's his son, and that the kid had somehow saw the two guys who were part of the cult leaders or whatever that he killed have come back to life or some shit. So now he's got to fucking find out what's going on. Apparently, the cult wants the kid, even though he's 20 years old. They ain't done with him. They still need to sacrifice him, blah, 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 to some demon or some shit. There's this big action sequence. Well, before that, you see them, him and this other cop that joins him. They're like training with swords again, and they're just, I mean, it just looks silly. It looks hilarious and goofy, and they're training with that little woman again. But anyways, about halfway through the movie, it actually gets, I mean, it's cheesy, but it's fucking funny. You know, all these fight scenes that he's having with these satanic cult members. It's just, I mean, it's actually pretty decent for what they were fucking, even though it was bad. It was bad, but it was watchable. I don't know how to explain it. It's like, I didn't care for it at the very beginning, but then as it got along and then he started doing all this action crap, I was just like, what the fuck? This is actually pretty good. This is funny, you know? But towards the end, you can see they repeat scenes several fucking times. But the way they do it, it actually works. I don't know how else to explain it. It works, and it shouldn't. I mean, it literally should not work. You see him roll over or run over this sword between these monks, dead monks, like 5 times, and it should before he picks up the sword. And I'm like, come on, you're literally showing the same damn scene. But there's several scenes that he does that with. This is crazy. Man, in the end, he saves his son, kills cult members, and lo and behold, his girlfriend comes back to life too. From 20 years ago, they got killed. He saves her too, the boy's mama. And then they kill the big bad demon, and that's pretty much the end of the movie. Dude, I'm telling you, this shit is cheesy as fuck. It's 90s cheese. It literally looks like someone from YouTube shot this movie. The acting, same thing with the acting was atrocious. Atrocious. It was bad. It was so bad, the acting. But enough to where I could stand it, you know. I mean, it was almost there to where I couldn't watch it, but the acting was bad. It was terrible. And, you know, the story was cheesy as fuck, but it worked. Whatever. You know. I give it a thumbs up and a thumbs down. Just because normally a movie like this I give 2 thumbs down, but I'm telling you, once he starts fighting these fucking monks, it actually gets to be where you want to find out what the fuck happens, because it's so fucking funny. You know, it's one of those where it's so dumb it's fucking good, you know, it's just crazy. Anyways, check it out if you want. Crazy sci-fi movie. Weird, just weird. But anyways, let's move on to your next one. Now the next one, of course, was also done in 1990. It made about 2.5 million. It actually had Malcolm McDowell in it, along with the main actors, which was Bradley Gregg and Tracy Lind. And the movie's called Class of 1999. Now, not too long ago, I did Class of 1984, which this is basically a sequel of that, except for that was more of like a crime drama, and this one's more of a sci-fi. The story is Malcolm McDowell is the principal of this school where the gangs are overrunning most of the city and the school. And they have several, at the very beginning, it points out several cities like LA and New York and Chicago, Detroit, blah, blah, blah. I think you're in Seattle in this movie. Anyways, you know, these are troubled cities. You have these schools and cities being overran by teenage gangs or whatever, supposedly. And the schools ask for help. So there's this company that comes in that's, you know, paid by the government to help them out. So what they do is, as a test run, they give Malcolm McDowell's school 3 androids that used to be military grade androids, and then put in new program for education in them. Well, it doesn't work obviously. It goes run amok, and the androids are like killing people left and right, treating them like, you know, they're at war with these kids, so they're killing them left and right. They even kill a couple of the teachers, including Malcolm McDowell. And these teenagers, there's 2 fucking gangs, supposedly. I wouldn't even call them fucking gangs, really. Anyways, they go in there and they destroy the robots. They have this big ass final fight scene towards the end of the movie. And they all die except for the main guy and his girlfriend, which is the principal, Malcolm McDowell's daughter. That's literally the end of the movie. There's a lot of... Okay, I half-assed remember this movie. I knew it was cheesy, but it's pretty fucking cheesy. I mean, it's cheesy. When they're shooting the androids or whatever, nothing happens to them, and they're pulling themselves apart and showing their insides, and it was just really cheesy looking. Especially when they blow up the guy or the gym teacher, and most of him is showing like Terminator kind of shit. I don't know. It was just... And then you have like 50 teenage kids fighting 3 androids. You don't ever see them fighting them. You just hear guns popping off in the background. And then supposedly they're all dead. Like the androids killed them all. I was like, come on. I mean, it was really cheesy. Bad cheese. The gangs were pretty much all white kids. I think the leader of the other gang, he was like a Latino or Hispanic or something. But most of his gang was all white too. And I'm like, and it showed when they're showing the school, you see black gangs in the school. And I'm like, well, that was the norm in the 90s. You had a bunch of black gangs. You know, maybe a Hispanic gang every now and then. But it was mainly black kids. You might have a white person in there somewhere. But like I said, they were all white. And I was like, get the fuck, it's unrealistic. Anyways, it was kind of half-assed retarded. All that shit. And then the way they made it look like, if you've ever seen, what the, Escape from New York or LA. They made these areas around the school look like that. Why the fuck would these kids go to these schools if they're running everything? Why do they fucking care? They're not learning anything. They're running shit. They don't give it. I know when I was a teenager, I didn't like going to school, but I went. But I guarantee you, all these dropouts, they wouldn't be going to school. Fuck that. That was kind of dumb. I don't know. Yeah, there's some shit in there that was just whatever. You know, the kind of type shit. The acting saved it because you had some decent actors in this. So I give it a thumbs up and a thumbs down. It was totally unrealistic. I know it's sci-fi, but you have to throw a little bit of realism in there, and this was completely off the grid as far as realistic goes. You know, it wouldn't have happened, period. So you can check it out if you want, if you're a hardcore sci-fi fan. But I would stick to the original movie, 1984. Way better. Now, it was a little bit more realistic. But again, it was white kids. That was the only complaint I had about 1984. It was pretty much just white kids running everything, running amok. But anyways, like I said, thumbs up, thumbs down. It was okay, but it was really bad, cheesy. Now they did make a sequel to this called Class of 1999, The Substitute. I'm not even bothered going to watch it because it's a UK movie, and apparently it sucked balls. From all the reviews I saw, it was really bad. And you only have one Android in there, so I don't know. I probably won't ever watch that one. That's all I have for you this week. If you have anything you would like any thoughts about what I said earlier in the video, please leave your thoughts down in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear from you. If you have any suggestions, some, underrated, B-rated, cult classics, whatever you think I may never have seen, because a lot of people have never heard of them, please leave your suggestions down in the comment section down below, and I'll get to reviewing them as soon as I can. So until next time, I told you be told the truth, and you've just been told.